Well, Mark, Christina, many of the folks here in line behind me told me they've been waiting for hours to get inside and view Senator McCain's casket. Earlier today, we were focusing on these folks all waiting in line. But tonight, we also wanted to touch base with those coming out after viewing the casket. And some say it was a very emotional moment for them.
He was just a remarkable man. It hit me almost as hard as my own father going. So.
Gloria Thrasher came out of the Capitol in tears, saying she lost her father in a similar fashion. He died right after discontinuing his treatment, and memories just flooded back. Her respect and admiration for Senator McCain dates back to his years in Vietnam, back in 1967.
Knowing that he sacrificed his life for the whole country. I mean, you don't meet too many people like that just devote their entire life to service of the country.
Witnessing his viewing, Gloria described it as a beautiful event, saying she felt a wave of sadness but also gratitude to the late senator.
It's very, very somber, very respectful.
And other supporters telling us it was amazing just being a part of history.
That I understand dates back with the viewing in state to the Romans, and I don't know how many times I'll see somebody that important pass in my lifetime to be able to participate in this kind of civic event.
It was very impactful just walking through and seeing all the lives he's touched from all the people that came.
They say they viewed his casket draped with the American flag for only a few seconds while the guards were surrounding and protecting it. And after a few hours waiting in the heat.
So hot, but it was worth the wait. It really was.
And the turnout here has been amazing. Thousands of people have showed up to view the late senator's casket, and technically this viewing here ends at 8 o'clock tonight. But we're told they won't turn anyone away as long as they're in line by 8 o'clock. So there's just another hour left, but people will most likely be out here all night long because last we checked, the lines were still seemingly endless. Live at the state capitol grounds, I'm Jennifer Auh, Fox 10 News.
Some flooded roadways there. She spoke with some drivers and she has more tonight as well. Jennifer?
Yes, Christina, Mark, we're here at 13th and Hatcher, actually, right by Norton Park where there's a flooded wash. Now, the waters have receded, but there are two cars here stuck on the roadway, one over there and then this white SUV here behind me. And I spoke to one of the drivers here. His name is Owen Squire, and so he's going to tell me exactly how this happened. So you said you've lived here for a while, so you should know better.
Yes, I've lived in this area for like 30 years, and now the whole city knows what an idiot I am. I was trying to cross the wash. In my defense, I have an infant daughter at home who's 5 days old. So grandma's babysitting her. Our house was flooding because we're up near the mountain. So I was trying to get home, came across the wash, stalled, and then water started coming up about to my door, a little over my door. And so I had to get out and walk home. And now here we are.
So your car is not working at all?
No, it's not starting. It's got a dead battery, and I believe the intake sucked water in. So it's shot for the night anyway.
Oh, geez, but your father is here trying to help you out.
My dad's laying in the mud, hooking up a tow strap, trying to help me get out of this predicament.
Wow, thanks, Dad. And you were talking about the flood coming into your house, that it's pretty bad. How bad is it?
I had an inch and a half of water in my kitchen and in my living room. And like I said, we're right up near the mountain, so everything's on a slope. And the drainage isn't what it should be up there, so the house is wet.
That's really, I mean, you're in really good spirits considering that your car's down, your house is flooded. You did have a chance to stop by your house earlier because it's not too far from here, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I walked home. It's about a 10-minute walk. And despite everything that's going on, it's like 78 degrees, so why not be happy about it?
Wow. So, why are you in such good spirits? Is there something that you're thankful that you're not hurt, I guess?
Yeah, my wife's calling me. Yeah, just I guess now that I have a 5-day-old daughter, it puts everything in perspective. I'm happy because I'm a dad now.
Okay, well, great. Thank you for talking to us. I appreciate it. And hopefully everything works out.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, there you have it. I mean, as you can see, the roadway here, it's cleared up. There are still 2 cars stranded here, so police have still blocked off this roadway just to make sure that, people are driving slowly because it is still very muddy here. Actually, where are the police just left? They've still blocked the other side, though, so this area still is sort of blocked off. People are still driving through, but very slowly, and thankfully everything's died down. It looks like no one got hurt here, and so that's the most important thing, guys.
Yeah, Owen put things in really great perspective there. His baby is fine, his family is fine, the car has some damage, the house has some damage, it can be fixed, but as long as you're okay, that's the most important thing.
Well, Mark, Christina, we've confirmed with the school district that this bus did not have any seatbelts for the students, and that's been a big concern for many parents and even lawmakers. This school bus flipped over onto its side after being hit by a pickup truck that ran a stop sign. But the school district saying they're grateful considering what happened, sending us this statement. Quote, everyone walked away with minor injuries even though the impact was so severe. Parents who live at the intersection of El Mirage and Southern told me that intersection should be turned into a four-way stop to slow cars down.
On Southern, it's only a one-way, so the only stop signs we have are just going north and southbound. I think we probably should have one going east and westbound.
His 15-year-old daughter, Yahaira Lopez, says she used to ride that very same bus route to Tres Rios Elementary School, and she thinks seatbelts are the solution.
Because even when the bus just stops, like the students move forward, it's harder for them to stay still in the bus.
Back in 2016, the National Transportation Safety Board recommended all new school buses be equipped with lap and shoulder belts after 2 deadly bus crashes that year. A number of states, including California and New York, have seatbelt regulations for school buses, but Arizona is not one of them. After doing some research, we found that a group of Arizona lawmakers had previously introduced a bill requiring seatbelts on buses, but that bill never got out of committee. Now, at least one Valley school district does carry seatbelts, and that's the Phoenix Union School District. They've been having lap belts since the early 2000s. As for why others choose to forego them, that's most likely because of the cost. So get this, it can cost anywhere from $7,000 to $11,000 for these seatbelts to be installed per bus. Reporting live tonight, I'm Jennifer Auh, Fox 10.
Well, earlier this week, we told you about a Valley bridal boutique that shut down with no notice. This is a bummer. This left brides without their dresses.
Yeah, some of them paying like $3,000 and then no dress to be found. But since then, a bridal shop owner has reached out wanting to help one of those brides. And so Jennifer Auh joins us now live in the studio with an update on this story. A good update, Jen.
Yes, a very good update, Christina, Mark. Now, this bride told us starting from the venue to the dress, her wedding plans were just not working out at first. But thanks to a generous wedding dress designer, this story now has a happy ending. Just 2 days ago, Maddie DeSabatino was out $3,000 and no wedding dress.
You budget for a specific amount, and when someone just takes it from you, it's devastating.
Her plan?
Oh my gosh, we had no idea what we were gonna do. We were to the point of looking through our own closet, trying to find something white to wear.
Thankfully, this wedding dress designer, Svetik Sambel, saw our newscast that day. Her collection was just featured in Phoenix Fashion Week this month.
It broke my heart, and I immediately called Fox 10 News telling that connect me with the bride.
Maddie stopped by Svetik's shop in Gilbert the very next day and found her perfect dress.
This is actually the exact dress style that I was going to do to the other dress. And it just happened to be in one dress.
Dress was just like perfectly matching for her dream.
What was even more amazing, it fit Maddie perfectly. No alterations needed.
It's been waiting for her.
That dress cost almost $2,000, but was given to Maddie for free.
I'm still in shock. Like, I can't thank her enough, and thank you guys enough.
Svetik says she hopes her donation will inspire Maddie and others to spread the love.
Little by little, just so everyone, just a little bit, it will make this world more beautiful.
Isn't that so great? Now we want to show you a comparison. Now the dress on the left that you see there is the original dress Maddie ordered, and the dress on the right is of course the new one. I personally think the new one is pretty anyways. It's just meant to be. Now Svetik says she custom makes each of her wedding dresses, so that dress she gave Maddie was one of a kind. Reporting live in the studio tonight, I'm Jennifer Auh, Fox 10 News.
One of those events taking place right now at the Healing Fields at Tempe Beach Park. Fox 10's Jennifer Auh joins us live there with more tonight. Jen.
Well, Christina, Mark, a candlelight vigil just started here at the Healing Field. I can hear music playing in the background. Earlier we heard bagpipes, and it's just really an amazing sight to see here with the rows and rows of tall flags. I mean, taller than I am, I would say at least 8 feet tall, and there are more than 3,000 of them, each one for the victims of the 9/11 attack, to make you sure each one is not forgotten. The tributes for the 9/11 victims started bright and early. Folks showing up as early as 6 a.m. for the memorial service at Tempe Beach Park.
17 years later, and it still doesn't hurt any less.
I think it's so important that we remember what happened that day and how so many people came together to help.
Meanwhile, in classrooms, these 8 and 9-year-olds at Mountain Elementary in Queen Creek, they're too young to remember 9/11. They learned about the sacrifices first responders made.
It's to honor all the first responders, to represent all these other people who helped us, and to rescue and sacrifice stuff for us.
2, 1! And it was a much different scene at St. Mary's Food Bank, where volunteers happily decided to give back, turn something tragic into something happier.
This is great. It brings everybody together, all human beings together.
At least can bring a sort of a smile to your face about the day, so something positive out of it.
One first responder who was there at Ground Zero was even flown in to this first annual meal packing event in Arizona.
Witnessed the horrors of that day and then also stood there long enough and in the aftermath of 9/11 to witness the miracles that came after 9/11 as well.
Local first responders also remembering how chaotic it was in the valley that day.
People that have friends that were back east, people that have friends on New York Fire, they were obviously calling. Phones didn't work, that type of thing back there because there was just so many people calling.
And the remembrance continues 17 years later. And the turnout for these events across the valley are incredible. Even right now, it's sort of later in the evening, but there are a lot of families walking around. And the spokesperson for St. Mary's told me over 1,000 volunteers showed up today for that meal packing event, setting a new record for a single day. And here at the Healing Fields, the attention to detail they've made on each flag is really nice to see, very heartwarming. Each one has a card like this. And then if you flip it in the back, there's a bio of one of the victims, their age, where they're from, and how they died. Live in Tempe, I'm Jennifer Auh, Fox 10 News.
Fox 10's Jennifer Auh joins us live with more on what we can expect. Jennifer.
Well, Linda, Matt, some are calling this year a new wave for Asian American stories to be told on the big screen. The owner of So Good told me the success of Crazy Rich Asians has also been amazing for Asian Americans in the film industry, and that was part of the inspiration to kick off the first Asian American Film Festival here in the Valley.
It may feel like you don't know what's in front of you.
It's called the So Good Asian Film and Food Festival for a reason, focusing on So Good films.
Making a film of this caliber is not an easy task.
And So Good food.
Featuring Mahalo Made It, we have Twisted Munchies coming, Genbu Bubble Waffles, which is a Hong Kong style waffle if anybody's ever had it, topped with ice cream.
Vintage 45 may not be shiny and new, but is filled with history.
We're actually within the historic landmark of the Warehouse District, which used to be the Chinatown way back when.
Organizer Cindy Louie touched upon the box office success of Crazy Rich Asians.
I'm a big fan. I read all the books and I did watch the movie, and I thought they did a great job of the movie. It's really exciting. It's a happy-go-lucky film.
But she says there's still more work to be done.
Watching the film, it did also make me think that there are a lot of other facets of the Asian American society and a lot of other minorities that are also underrepresented.
One of the main featured films, Mahal, is a short film directed by Filipino-American actor Jay Espano. It tells the story of a retired musician's journey with his Asian wife, diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Okay, that makes sense.
The film festival will feature 6 short films, not only with Asian American actors, but also directors and writers.
Be more aware of, okay, there is a big Asian community out there. There is Asian directors, Asian actors out there that are willing to work.
One screenwriter sharing her submission with us called Bloom.
The world isn't always pretty, but you can make it pretty. And she uses that philosophy towards her gardening and her teaching. So it's a psychological thriller. So there's a bit of a twist.
The Asian Chamber of Commerce will be awarding one winner at the So Good Fest with a $1,000 prize. And this film festival will be taking place at Vintage 45 in downtown Phoenix on November 3rd. For those interested, there will also be a VIP dinner afterwards, and portions of the money raised will be going to a great cause, the Phoenix Legal Action Network, which provides free legal representation for immigrants and the LGBTQ community. Live in the studio, I'm Jennifer Auh, Fox 10 News.